Scrooge lived alone in rooms in a gloomy house that had belonged to Jacob Marley. He was putting his tea in the door when he noticed the big old-fashioned knocker. There was something different about it tonight. It was Marley's face. Marley's face was a dismal shade of green. Ghostly spectacles were perched on its forehead, and its hair moved gently as if a breeze was stirring it. As Scrooge stared, it turned back into a knocker again. Scrooge was not frightened. He did not believe in ghosts. He entered the house, lit his candle, and went up the wide staircase. He told himself firmly that Marley had been dead for 7 years. Upstairs everything was as usual. A saucepan of porridge was on the hob. By a small coal fire, Scrooge put on his slippers, dressing gown and nightcap, and sat down to eat his porridge. But first he made sure the door was locked. There were pictures of Bible characters on the tiles around the fireplace. Cain and Abel, the Queen of Sheba, Abraham and Isaac. To Scrooge, they all bore the eerie look of Jacob Marley. Hamburg, said Scrooge. Just then a bell high above the fireplace began to swing to and fro. It had not been used for years, but now it began to ring loudly. Then came a clanging noise deep in the house as if someone were dragging a heavy chain up the cellar. Hamburg, said Scrooge. I won't believe it. But the cellar doors opened and the noise came up the stairs into the room. The flame in the fire leapt up, and as if to cry out loud in alarm. I know him. Marley's ghost. And there was Marley wearing his usual waistcoat and tight trousers. A chain was around his waist made of cash boxes, keys, padlocks, account books, and metal purses. Scrooge could see right through Marley's body to the 2 buttons on the back of his coat. You don't believe in me, do you? Said the ghost. I don't, said Scrooge. You could be the result of an upset stomach. Perhaps you're a crumb of cheese or an undigested bit of beef. The ghost took no notice of Scrooge's feeble joke. Instead, it gave a frightful cry and rattled its chain. I made this chain in life, link by link, and yard by yard. It says, you have one too, just as heavy as mine, but you have had 7 years more, so yours is much longer. Scrooge looked down but saw nothing. I only thought about money. I lost so many chances to do good, sighed the ghost. But you were a good businessman, Jacob. Business. Human beings were my business. I neglected them, and this is my punishment. Why have you come to me? Asked Scrooge. To warn you so that you can escape my fate. You will be visited by 3 spirits. The first will come to you as the church clock strikes 1, and then the ghost wrapped its chain around its arm and walked backwards towards the window, which opened wide. The ghost floated out into the night air. Scrooge heard sad cries and saw that the sky was full of figures like Marley. They were crying out and trying to reach the suffering human beings they had not helped while they were alive. Suddenly, Scrooge felt very tired. He crept into bed and fell asleep right away.